What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back for another ridiculous video that I have to film because a report comes out and I instantly get comments about it. I instantly get a message about it, which thank you guys. You're wondering about it, but then I sometimes get some nasty messages saying that, oh, I told you something was gonna happen, this, that, and the other. This guy sucks, and this guy's the reason why Mitch Marner is gonna get offer sheeted. Well, there's been some news, so I'm just going to start it off with the information so that way we can discuss as a whole picture here. So David Pagnotta from the fourth period, and I know some people don't exactly trust everything he says, but I have to be honest with you guys. He's broken some pretty hefty news before in the past. A lot believe, and myself included, believe that he was the one to tweet out the Tavares news first, and that was when Tavares signed with the Toronto Maple Leafs. But he's had some good inside information. He's broke a couple things this year too, but he said increased chatter, at least one team is very seriously considering presenting Mitch Marner with an offer sheet. Unclear on timing. If it happens, of course, Marner would have to sign. Again, guys, if an offer sheet is presented, Marner has to sign that paper in order for the Leafs to have to match it. Of course, if he does, Leafs would have a decision to make. Something to watch as talks with Toronto continue. Now, this morning, Joey Vendetta, I apologize. This is not meaning to be disrespectful. I have no idea who this guy is. He's verified. I guess he works on radio, so good for him. That's awesome. I have no idea who he is, but a lot of people are saying that he has absolutely zero sources. He tweeted out today, from what I understand, it should happen today. So not only is he saying it's going to happen today, which is July 5th. And he heard it will be $12.5 million. Now, I believe this is what he said as well. The team that I'm hearing is a team that's got the cap space, obviously, and has a lot of draft picks and has a bit of history with the Maple Leafs. So what that tells you is that this is just throw-in somewhere. This is absolutely ridiculous because, you know, I could say, you know, it's a team that wears jerseys and they play hockey and they use pucks in practice. Who is it? Guys, come on, that's ridiculous. They have a bit of history with the Leafs. Uh-oh, that means it's the Habs. That means it's the Islanders, Lou. Uh-oh, that means it's LA, because one time we spilled popcorn in their dressing room. Like, come on, guys. Like, let's be honest here. Like, this report is ridiculous. Oh, maybe it's Pittsburgh because Phil Kessel, and then he got traded to Arizona, and this, like... Oh my god, this news is getting absolutely ridiculous. So anyways, this is the information that I want to present to you guys. First of all, it's been out there for a long time because it's common sense that you need to have the money and the picks to be able to offer sheet a player. If it's $12.5 million, that takes down quite a few teams in the league that can offer that type of money, especially after what just happened with all the signings. There's teams that have cap space and picks like Colorado, the Islanders maybe, but you got to remember they have some contracts to deal with still too, and if you give 12.5 to Marner this year, what is Barzal going to look for next year? Like, there's a lot of things that you have to take into account here. Could Montreal toss another offer sheet out? I doubt it with the Leafs. I don't think they would want to stick their neck out twice. But this is another thing I want to bring out too. $12.5 million seems to be a little bit excessive. Now, this has been brought to my attention many times by tweets from very smart people who deal with analytics, who deal with numbers, who deal with cap crunches. You just seen an offer sheet get presented at almost $8.5 million for Sebastian Aho. And last year he had 83 points, I believe, in 82 games. He plays center, and his wingers do not match the line mates that Marner had in Toronto. And Marner had, what, like 10, 12 points more than Sebastian Aho? So you're telling me that a team offer sheeted at 8.5 for Sebastian Aho, who could very well be having more points than Marner if he had better line mates. And again, this is not me disrespecting Marner. I love Mitch Marner. I think he's fantastic. I would prefer Mitch Marner as a fan. I think I would prefer Mitch Marner, but that's not discounting Sebastian Aho. If he has a guy like John Tavares, if he's a winger, he's putting up the same points. Like, you're telling me that the difference between Aho and Marner is $8.5 to $12.5 million. So a first, a second, and a third draft pick for Aho is an offer sheet, and 4 first-round picks and $12.5 million for Mitch Marner. That makes sense to you. If that's the case, Kyle Dubas is saying, hallelujah, take him, and we'll take the 4 first-round picks, because I am not about to pay that dude $12.5 million. The Leafs have made it clear that the max number they're probably going to go to is 10.5, and that's a super max. I think they would rather be around the $10 million range, and if they're going super long-term, that's when the money gets a little bit bigger. But the Marner camp doesn't want that. So we're looking at anywhere between 2 to 6 years, which it's been reported that now it might be 2 to 4 years that the Leafs and Marner are looking at, and that 4 years still has to be a low number, and it's not going to be 12.5, it's not going to be 12, it's not going to be 11, it's not going to be 10, it's going to have to be under that. Because you have to tell Mitch, you're not giving us a lot of term here, so we're not giving you a lot of dollars. And even if they give him 9 or 9.5, that's an overpayment at 4 years. That's too much money. So it's just, I'm getting so sick of talking about the same crap, because this is getting absurd. You're telling me that a team is willing to give Marner that much money and give up 4 first-round picks. You're absolutely ridiculous. And people are like, oh, well, the league's not afraid if the Leafs lose Marner and they have 4 first-round picks. Like, those are just lottery tickets. The Leafs will not keep those picks. They will trade probably all 4 of them. Because at that point, now you go, well, we don't need to keep Cody Ceci. We'll attach Cody Ceci to a monster package with 2 first-round picks and a prospect and go out and get a number 1 defenseman after they just acquired Tyson Barrie. Or maybe not a number 1. Maybe they go after a 2-3 and only have to add in a first and a high prospect. Like, with that amount of cap space, probably roughly $10 million, you can make teams eat salary and toss in an extra pick. You can take on a full salary and make them take back a contract and toss in prospects. Like, there's a million possibilities. So the Leafs, in my opinion, the Marner camp is using this as a massive bluff, because I don't believe that this report of the offer sheet is true at all. And again, that's fine if you want to believe it. I don't believe it. I think Mitch Marner right now, his agent and his father are both looking at him and saying, just do it, just do it. But Mitch Marner grew up a Leaf fan. He wants to play for the Maple Leafs. He's said it time and time again. I believe his camp that he just sold out is also still in Toronto. Like, he's still making stuff in Toronto happen. Like, if he was really worried about everything and he knew he had to go somewhere else, there's no reason for Mitch to continue to do this stuff in Toronto. It honestly doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm reaching at this point. I don't want to talk about random little information, but okay, we'll see what happens. If you're gonna stick your neck out and say that it's gonna happen today, I could post this video and it could happen. I did the same thing with Montreal and Sebastian Aho. I post a video, boom, Aho gets an offer sheet. I'm not saying that I'm the one that caused that. I'm just saying it's a very big possibility that I could be incorrect and that Marner could get offer sheeted. And if he signs that thing, let me tell you, there's no turning back for him. I personally, I respect the decision if he signs it, kind of, because I believe that it would kind of be a slap in the face to Leaf fans and the Leafs as a whole, the organization, because, like, sorry, Mitch is not going to be the highest paid player in the league or highest paid winger in the league. That doesn't make any sense to me. He would be the highest paid winger of all time. That doesn't make sense to me, but Mitch, for a lot of fans, would probably turn into the most hated Maple Leaf of all time if he decided, if I could speak English, that he was going to sign an offer sheet. So we'll leave that there. Again, like, I'm just trying to think of stuff to come up with here, because I think the reports are ridiculous. I keep checking Twitter and there's absolutely nothing left. If Mitch gets offer sheeted today, then that guy's got good information. But I would just like to add that David Pagnotta did not say it was going to happen today. It was that other guy, Joey Vendetta. We've been hearing rumblings of an offer sheet for months, and nothing's happened yet. And obviously they couldn't present one until July 1st, but I mean, if it's Mitch Marner, there probably would be more information out there. And I don't understand why, of all teams, you're going to offer sheet the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, I know they're in the most cap hell, but if you overpay the crap out of Braden Point, or you overpay the crap out of Rantanen, I mean, those teams aren't exactly going to just match right away either. Like, Colorado has cap space easily to match those contracts, but if they're offered 4 first-round picks, are they going to be like, well, we can decide about this? And same thing with Tampa. They could be like, damn, like, we could really take those 4 first-round picks and do something, because we love Braden Point, but we have Stamkos, we have Kucherov, we still have Vasilevsky, we still have Hedman. Like, we could go out and get a player that's almost that quality with these picks and then still have money. So I don't understand why Mitch Marner is the only guy that could get offer sheeted here. I still think Patrick Laine is a prime offer sheet candidate as well, but we'll have to see. This video is too long already. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, make sure to subscribe. I'd love to have more hockey conversations with you. Join the squad. Let's get to 7,000 subscribers. I'll see you in the next video or stream. Peace.